Hey there, everyone. It's Steve Gruber here from Venture Accelerator Partners. And today I'd like to talk to you about the power of cold calling and B2B sales. So I think, listen, I've been around long enough where when I first started selling, all we did was cold call. Email was secondary. Geez, even CRMs barely existed when I first started. So I think what we've seen now is sort of a complete it's kind of come full circle, you know. And I think despite the digital channels being easy, I think you're seeing open rates and conversion rates from purely digital email based campaigns very low. And I do think cold calling does remain a proven method for direct engagement, and we're seeing that ourselves. So I would say if you looked at all our meetings booked, at this point in time, I would say about 60% or even 70% are booked by doing cold calls. And why? Well, it provides a personal human touch that emails alone can't achieve. I think it's a step back to earlier days, and I think people are just so inundated with emails today they can't keep up, and so a phone call um, makes a difference. So here's some of the key components of an effective cold call. So I would be concise and respectful of the prospect's time always. Personalize your message if you can, right? Make it relevant. If you're calling, with a product that's geared towards the grocery environment, um, don't be calling on someone who's in construction. Kind of make sure it aligns, right? So, or if you have a good story in grocery, make sure you use that story for grocery and not for, school boards. You know, engage early with questions and listen actively. I think that's one of the biggest things. Be good listeners. And I think asking questions to get the prospect speaking is really helpful. And I would always aim, to schedule the next step. And that could be you've gone from the initial cold call. It's like the goal now is really to book a discovery meeting, where you're going to go a little more detailed, maybe do a little more presentation, this sort of thing. The cold call early on here, and this particular one is just to book the discovery meeting. I would say prior to you doing the call, make sure your team and you are trained and you have um, enough expertise or familiarity with the product to answer common objections. I would say role playing is a great way to get up to speed on that. We always had a bit of a cheat sheet, so keep a list of objections and responses for consistency. Keep it handy near you when you're doing your cold calls. And I do think persistence really matters in all calling, right? So, and even outreach. So I think always remember 8 to 13 touches, to close a deal. And that could just be a no. Some success for, or steps for success next. So you definitely use a CRM tool. I don't think you could do sales without a CRM tool today. Track your current activity and schedule follow-ups. That's where your entire sales cadence should be in. Absolutely, if you're not doing cold calls today, you should incorporate them. I know they're hard. They can be scary. A lot of people don't like to do them, but they're very important. And I would say focus on continual improvement, through practice and preparation. So I would say role playing helps. Doing team meetings where you go over objection handling, that could help. Sharing successes, that could help. Sharing failures, that could help, right? So I think always sharpening the saw that way is a great way to try to improve conversion rates. So happy hunting. Good luck with your cold calling. If you need any assistance, feel free to reach out. We would love to chat.